Hey everybody, this is Frankie Abbruzzino with the Scoop News. I am here with the general manager for Fins, Scott. Scott, what's your last name?
Scott Thomas.
Scott Thomas, do you also manage Sharky's?
Not just
okay. So he's here, and I wanted to stop by for two reasons. A, to do a red tide status check, and to correct a little bit of what I put out in my article last night, because I was up at 3 in the morning, came out after 9, and Justin called me, contacted me, and I said, yeah, I can see what you're saying, and he elaborated on a lot of the good things that they're doing for their employees. So we're going to talk to Scott a little bit about that. Also maybe something about red tide. I went down to the beach, and to me, no dead fish. I didn't see any dead fish down there.
No, not the last couple days.
It's very, very clean, no smell, and I don't know if that's attributed to the winds out of the east, but I couldn't smell anything, and I was down there. The water, I don't know, you got to go with whatever the HAB forecast is. I think Mo puts it out. But there are about 15 people here, and I'm left wondering why more people aren't here, because it's supposed to rain all week, and maybe you guys think that it smells like fish or there's dead fish laying all around. I can tell you at this beach they're not. I'm not sure about the South Jetty if they've been able to clean that up, because the county's got a huge task ahead of them. So what are you seeing with red tide? Are you seeing crowds pick up? Are you seeing more people out at your vicinity?
I am seeing a bit of a pickup because the quality's been better. You can see on the beach now there are a few people. It's been pretty empty for a while, and it seems like we've taken a turn. Hopefully it sticks around. I'm hopeful. So
now, something Mary told me, which I thought was interesting, is you guys had several reservations last night inside of Fins, but it was so nice and you couldn't smell anything that several people wanted to come outside. And I'm trying to impress upon people that when you go on Facebook, you see a lot of people on your feed, and it's red tide, devastation, which, I've done that too. But there's at a certain point where you got to start noting that it's changing a little bit. And you can't keep beating it up on these stories from a week ago in the way the news cycle goes and progresses. So I wanted to make sure everyone understands I am here. I would be out on the beach right now if I had my shorts. It's a nice day. Now, in terms of you guys, I wanted to talk a little bit. Justin contacted me, and I wanted to emphasize what you guys are doing for your employees. Now, I don't know if you know this, your group contacted the city council and said, hey, we got an exercise clause that if over 30 days a red tide starts to impact our business, we get to work a lease. And I said kudos to the Venice group, because I think it's great they got that too. I got to say, the person that passed it through is probably an idiot, but hey, you guys got it. I'd take advantage of it. And I'd hate to be the guy in the city that negotiated that. But I say great, take advantage of it if it's in your agreement. I say even more great because of what you guys are doing. What are some of the stuff you're doing with your employees to try to help them? Because my issue was, you're seeing all kinds of stuff from the state, and everyone's talking the business, the small loans, they're actually 18%. And the employees are they're struggling, and they live paycheck to paycheck.
They do.
What are you guys trying to do to help your employees out?
yeah, we have single mothers with multiple kids, so there's really there are a lot of people that work here that rely on the money that they make. So even though the company has been down the last 2 months due to red tide, there are a few incentives and different things that Venice Pier Group is doing to help them. So downstairs, if a server or someone in the back of house is scheduled and they're called off, because really the red tide has been somewhat of a day-to-day issue for us, they are paid $30 for that. So if you called off, they get paid $30. If servers come in and their sales are only $200, Venice Pier Group will tip them as if their sales were $500. So they make up the difference, and then we just give the server that gratuity so that their time coming in, they still make some money. The kitchen also, back of house, if they show up and then they're cut within an hour, they're guaranteed at least 3 hours of wages.
Wow.
So,
and you guys, and there's a little bit more we're going to cover too, but that is great. Everyone loves the poke at the Fins and Sharkies and the dill and stuff. You guys take a lot of abuse. The company does for some reason, but a lot of people love you. And I wanted to show that because I think this is phenomenal. You're not going to find too many companies that will do that nowadays. You won't. And kudos to Justin. Justin and I, we butt heads a lot of times, but we like each other a lot. I don't think his father likes me, but what else are you guys doing?
We also have something called an emergency fund, which is really, it's set up by our company from the start. It's been years and years and years, where everyone donates 5 cents of their hourly wage into an emergency fund. And then let's say you run into an issue where you're in a car accident or there's some major financial hardship that you face, You can speak to the board, which is made up of other servers and back of house employees and people that work for the company, and they can decide to give you money from the emergency fund, and you do not have to pay it back.
Wow, that's awesome.
So that's something that was set up before, but what Justin has done recently is, because of Red Tide, anyone that's involved in the emergency fund is getting a $100 rebate, just to help for this week. So anyone that has signed up in the past, he's just giving them all $100 to just try and help out in our current situation.
And I think he wrote something about insurance too. Not sure what you want to touch on that.
Well, we have insurance. We also have paid vacation days.
Okay.
So one issue where it might touch on that is, normally if you take your paid vacation days and you owe money on insurance, it goes straight to that. So for servers, where this is really important, most servers don't really get paychecks because a lot of what they make is in tips. So their insurance ends up being paid by cash or some other way. So we're allowing everyone to take their vacation days, which all employees of Venice Pier Group accrue, and then skirt past insurance. So they don't have to pay into the insurance, they get the full amount of their vacation days.
That's awesome. And again, guys, the reason I'm doing this is to illustrate the city has to, in my mind, has to agree to what the Venice Pier Group is asking for in terms of either lowering or just getting rid of the rental for the timeline involved with the Red Tide. But if they argue against it, you got to think, what a bunch of bastards, because of what they're doing. And they're spending a lot of money helping a lot of the individuals that are in desperate need. The waitress staff, the cooks, the bussers, the hostesses. And I can tell you, I come here a lot. Down here, there's not one table, there's no one down at any of these tables. And this business is truly suffering. And for them to continue doing that with their employees and come up with these programs, I say kudos to you guys. That's great. I think it's awesome.
Sure. The other issue with insurance would be, normally you have to work about 32 hours on average for the company to take care of half of your insurance. We have a lot of people that are working 10, 15 hours, which is well below the threshold, but the company is still paying for that insurance, not letting that threshold change.
How awesome is that, guys? And I know a lot of companies, even not in this type of situation, if someone goes below 32, they'll jump on canceling that insurance.
Sure. Yeah.
Unfortunately. So, hopefully this paints a different picture. If you guys ever have a chance, stop out here. Justin's out here a lot. He's not coming in until later, or talk to Scott. I think it's awesome what they're doing for the community. And also, get out here and enjoy the beach. I'm telling you, I've been out here for about a half hour. I can't smell anything here. No dead fish, no bugs, no maggots, none of that stuff on the beach. Here in this area. I'm not going to vouch for South Jetty or anything right now. That's it. Any last words?
No, thank you to everyone who comes to visit us, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
And what's your website? You guys are going to be ramping up in about a month for the season. I know Justin always hires a ton of people, so where's your website that they can maybe monitor and apply when that comes up? And
That's
all that stuff?
fins@sharkies.com.
Fins@sharkies.com, and on Facebook, I think it's sharkies.com is your bigger one, isn't it?
Fins at
Or
Sharkies is also Facebook. Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So that's it. Thanks a lot, Scott.
All right, thank you very much.